Hello everyone, Goose here, and today I have two stories I want to talk about, which is the new Hollow Knight Silksong game and the Call of Duty movie that was announced, and how Activision might be passing on Steven Spielberg. So let's just dive right in. Hollow Knight Silksong was released on September 4th, generating massive hype. It's a sequel to the 2017 indie hit Hollow Knight, developed by a small Australian studio known as Team Cherry, consisting of only 3 members. Silksong was originally announced in February of 2019 as a DLC expansion for the first game. The team's vision quickly outgrew itself during development, leading to its own standalone game. In this sequel, you get to play as Hornet, who is a character from the first game. You get to explore all different kinds of biomes and worlds, battling all kinds of bugs and bosses. It was originally supposed to be released in 2022 or 2023, but that was delayed because Team Cherry wanted to polish the small details. Having to live up to the hype of the first game probably had a little something to do with it. Since its release, the game has absolutely exploded, with over 562,000 peak concurrent players at the time of this recording, and already more than 23,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. Tech Power Up has also reported that several other games will be delaying their release due to the massive hype surrounding Silksong. Pheland is one of those games. They put out a statement saying, "We want to share something important with you all. Our version 1.0 launch was set for September 9th, but with today's announcement of Hollow Knight Silksong releasing on September 4th, we've made the tough call to postpone our release." Lucas, a game by Eternum Game Studios, also put out an official statement stating, "As you know, we've been working on Lucis for more than 4 years, our most ambitious project to date." They later go on to say, "Our initial plan was to launch it this September, but after the announcement of Silksong, we are fully aware that our game wouldn't have the visibility that it deserves." Clover Pit is also another game, putting out an announcement saying, "Some of you might have already guessed the reason for the delay: Hollow Knight Silksong." Silksong's unique hand-drawn graphics bring life to a beautiful side-scroller. If you're looking for a lore-rich game with amazing sound design and addictive gameplay, you don't want to miss out on this one. Silksong's probably going to be one of these games that we talk about for years. It's going to be on the top played games for a long time now. It's already amazing reviews. If you're into those types of games, jump on it while the train's still hot. There have also been reports in the illegal pirating community, oddly enough, saying that you should definitely support this game. The game is only $20, at least on Steam. So if there's one thing you can learn from the illegal pirating community, it is buy Silksong. Moving on to our second story of the day, a Call of Duty movie has been confirmed. It's official. Paramount has signed a deal with Activision to, quote, bring the iconic Call of Duty universe to life to the big screen. A press release was put out that states, under this milestone partnership, Paramount will develop, produce, and distribute a live-action feature film based on Call of Duty, designed to thrill its massive global fan base by delivering on the hallmarks of what fans love about the iconic series, while boldly expanding the franchise to entirely new audiences. Both companies are committed to honoring the brand's rich narrative and distinctive style, promising an authentic and exciting experience for longtime fans and newcomers alike. Now that's a big statement to live up to, and they're going to need more than just some wild action scenes. Maybe a super deep storyline that really hooks you in and gets you attached to every character and iconic scenes. Now, only if you could have all of these. Wait, I have a great idea. Let's not hire one of the greatest directors of all time, who has literally done this. Yes, I'm talking about Steven Spielberg, the guy who directed Saving Private Ryan, one of the best films in all of human history. A film with wild suspense, absolutely iconic scenes, and deep characters. Activision apparently passed on Steven Spielberg to direct their Call of Duty movie, which he wanted to do. He actually wanted to direct this movie, but Activision didn't want to give up their creative control. I don't know about you, but this feels like a terrible decision on Activision's part, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. Historically, video games haven't transitioned very well to TV shows or movies. I'm thinking of shows like The Last of Us, The Witcher, the Warcraft movie. Now, to be fair, there have been some successes like Super Mario Bros. And the Minecraft movie, which were massive successes, to say the least. But my hopes for this one are not too high. I'm gonna keep my expectations low, and I will gladly eat my words if the film comes out to be halfway decent. I mean, they literally passed on Steven Spielberg, which is one of the greatest directors in all of human history. He's like one of those great people that you would recruit in your Sid Meier's Civilization game, that you want him to live in your civilization. Anyway, to play devil's advocate, they probably did consider actually having Spielberg direct it. Now, this is all speculation, but Spielberg, being the badass that he is, probably told them, yo, I got this. And Activision somehow chose creativity over money, because you know Spielberg is going to put out a banger movie. You know people will go see this movie just because it's Spielberg. So the fact that they passed on him to have creative control is wild to me. But anywho, oh yeah, also a little side nugget here. Amazon has now greenlit a Life is Strange TV series, which I may cover a little more in depth in another video. Now, I really enjoyed the first game that came out. I played the other games. They weren't as good as the first one. So that's why I hope that they use Max and kind of follow her story as the main character. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. Give this video a thumbs up if you're playing Hollow Knight Silksong. Also give it a thumbs up if you're not. Also let me know in the comments if you think Activision passing on Steven Spielberg is a good idea or a bad idea. I personally think it is probably a terrible idea. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Also check out my latest video where I talked about how G Fuel is probably not shutting down. All of that being said, thank you so much as always for watching, and I will see you in the next one.